Hi, and welcome to the Digital Digging YouTube channel. In this video, we're continuing our look at the British premium tanks released in patch 1.53 of War Thunder with the A43 Black Prince. The Black Prince was developed by Vauxhall from the highly successful Churchill infantry tank line, and to keep abreast of the increasing thickness of armour on enemy tanks, it was decided to fit the new design with the OQF 17-pounder. For this to happen, a larger turret was needed, which meant a larger turret ring was needed, and for this to be possible, the hull had to be widened too. This increased the weight of the vehicle by 10 tons, so the suspension was modified and the tracks were widened to spread the extra burden. One of the things that was retained, however, was the 350 horsepower engine, which provided a lackluster maximum speed of 10.5 miles or 17.2 kilometers per hour on level roads, falling to 7.5 miles per hour or 12.1 kilometers per hour cross country. There was talk of fitting a Rolls-Royce Meteor engine to increase the available horsepower to 600, but the Churchill design was being overtaken both literally and figuratively by the Comet 1 cruiser tank and the impending introduction of the Centurion, which was not only far more manoeuvrable but also had better frontal armour. These machines, developed in parallel with the Black Prince, rendered it obsolete before it could enter production, and a further thought to fit this beast with a turret from the Centurion was also left in what little dust the Black Prince could raise. Only 6 of these tanks were constructed, the 4th of which now lives in Bovington Tank Museum in Dorset, England, where it was recently restored to full running order. Incidentally, the Black Prince in question is Edward of Woodstock, the father of Richard II, and an exceptionally effective military leader of the 14th century. Ironically, unlike its namesake, the Vauxhall Black Prince never made it into the battlefield, which in my opinion, if anything, displays an even finer level of military judgment than Edward could ever muster. In the game, it's a tier 4 tank with a battle rating of 5.7, dropped down from 6.0 in an effort to ensure it consorted with more suitable company. It has a maximum speed of 10.5 miles per hour or 17.2 kilometers per hour, which it can reach in a surprising 3 seconds on even terrain, and a turret rotation speed of 12.6 degrees per second. It's armed with the OQF 76.2mm 17-pounder cannon, supplied with 89 rounds of ammunition and a reload time of 6.8 seconds. Using stock rounds, it can penetrate 157mm at 100 meters, 133mm at 500 meters, and 112mm at 1000 meters. It also comes equipped with a 7.92 Baser machine gun with 8,100 rounds of ammunition. The hull armour is 82mm thick at the sides, with a further 95mm in the form of a protective plate. It's 51mm thick at the rear, with 18mm on top. The front lower glacis is 139mm, with the upper glacis at 57mm, and the plate protecting the upper bodies of the driver and machine gunner at 152mm thick. The turret is 95mm thick at the sides, with 101mm at the rear, and a mantlet of 152mm. And it's this armour, coupled with the armour-piercing discarding sabot shell and the OQF 17-pounder, that really marked this one out as a beast. It excels at playing long bowls on open maps, and the quick reload times make it useful on urban maps too, though be warned, you lose what little speed you have when you turn, so if there are a fair amount of obstacles between you and the cap circle, your enemy may well die of old age before you get there. Others have described it as a mobile pillbox, and if you embrace this rather than see it as a criticism, this British heavy can really pay off. On to the cost. It's €40, or more precisely €39.99. You also get 15 days premium and a 140% plus 140% reward per match, plus a 256% research bonus. Is it worth it? Well, I don't know your budget, so only you can decide that one. In my opinion, it's a fair chunk of cash for a digital tank, and because of that I think it might be in collector territory. Is it a good tank? In my opinion, yes, and if it's a taste of what to expect in the British heavy line, then I for one won't be disappointed. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be available in the main tech tree. I seem to remember it isn't, but there will be plenty of Churchills to choose from, so if this is beyond your budget, fear not, because you still have those to look forward to. Right then, that's another video done. Like it if you do, don't if you don't. If you feel ambiguous, well then perhaps do nothing. Nothing, in my opinion, is hugely underrated. It takes a great deal of strength to be unwilling to commit to action, and the laissez-faire attitude of the bone idle is hugely commendable. Idle people very rarely start conflicts, and their lack of ambition is laudable when faced with the grasping go-getter, social ladder climbing, sharp-elbowed aspirational types who constantly plague us while we're trying to relax and convince us that we can't really be satisfied with our current form of existence. Well, none none of it's real. Not really real. I mean, your world is as real as their world. Don't listen to them. They know nothing, and their grasping acquisitiveness is merely a symptom of the fact that deep down they've recognized the futility of attaching a meaning to existence and are fighting hard against the swirling tide that will one day engulf us all and send us to oblivion, rather than relaxing and enjoying a grand ride with nothing more frightening at the end of it than a jolly good rest. So hit that like button, or hit that dislike button, or if you'd rather, hit no buttons at all today. It's all the same in the long run. Okay, cheerio chaps, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye bye.